welcome to episode 1 of DRU Reviews, my brand new weekly show that houses all of my comic book reviews and all of my comic book previews for what's coming out New Comic Book Wednesdays. Reviewing a couple great books for you guys this week. We're taking an in-depth look at Flash #1, a quick review of Deadpool V Gambit, but we're going to start things off with Civil War II, Choosing Sides. Civil War II Choosing Sides #1 is an anthology series that acts as a companion piece to the Marvel Civil War II comic book event. Civil War II tells the story of a precognitive inhuman named Ulysses who has the power to predict disastrous events, and our hero's choice to either act on those predictions or not. This anthology book tells 3 stories that are happening in and around that story from 3 unique perspectives. The first story in issue 1 is the only story that is going to carry over to other issues of Choosing Sides, and it stars Nick Fury, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. director Maria Hill recruits Fury in order for him to lead a strike team against a Hydra cell that is acting inside of S.H.I.E.L.D. itself. They've taken the whole superhero brouhaha as an opportunity to strike, and they must be dealt with quickly. It's not long before Fury realizes that his team is the Hydra cell, and they try to kill him. He manages to take them all out, but in the battle we hear them say, S.H.I.E.L.D. must live, Fury must die. These guys aren't Hydra. But what the hell's going on? Nick Fury is going to go underground to find out. Written and drawn by Declan Shalvey, this quick action-packed story is set up to be the reason I pick up this title moving forward. Nick Fury is a total badass. The second story takes place during the Celestial Invasion from Civil War II issue #1 and stars Night Thrasher. Night Thrasher, yeah! He's here because he was told by Adam Brashear, the Blue Marvel, that this was an all-heroes-on-deck situation, and he's definitely here to help. We get a reintroduction to Dwayne Taylor, the Night Thrasher. Night Thrasher, yeah! And some impressive action sequences. His interactions with Iron Man show his clear distaste for Tony Stark, while his short team-up with Captain Marvel shows a mutual respect with Carol. A great action-packed short story, with a view from a minor character of the 2 sides in this conflict, independent of the botched Thanos ambush. Writer Brandon Easton did a great job juggling a lot of plates in a truncated format, and Paul Davidson and Andrew Crossley beautifully depicted the Night Thrasher in all his 90s-rific glory. Night Thrasher, yeah! The third story is an adorable tale of an intergalactic steam shovel named Troll the Unhuman, who just wants to belong. He finds his place on the super disaster cleanup crew, Damage Control. Great heartfelt and hilarious writing by Chad Bowers and Chris Sims, and Leonardo Romero's art is perfect for the tone of this story. I personally love the way Marvel treats these anthology series, but they're not required reading. They're quality if you're looking for more in-depth character development surrounding a giant event, but they don't really move the main story arc forward at all. I liked all 3 of these stories individually, but I doubt the Nick Fury story will have any implications on Civil War II at large. I don't know when we're going to see Night Thrasher again. I have the same feeling about Damage Control as well. If you're strapped for cash, I would recommend Totally Awesome Hulk #7 or Ultimates #8 as the tie-ins you should be picking up if you're interested in Civil War II. But if you got the scratch, Choosing Sides #1 is a fun read. Giving this book a 3 out of 5. Flash #1, written by Josh Williamson and drawn by Carmine Giandomenico, is the first issue in a post-Rebirth Flash ongoing series. Rebirth has had a profound effect on the Flash, as he's seen both the return of his old protege Wally West, and alongside Batman has been investigating the larger mysteries of the universe. Issue #1 starts with a retelling of Barry's origin story, and gives you a glimpse into his biggest weakness as a hero. Although he's the fastest man alive, Barry can't be 2 places at once. And sometimes he's just not fast enough. We get a quick conversation with August, his friend and a police officer, before Barry has to jet off to meet Iris and her nephew, Wally West. No, not that Wally West, the other Wally West. New 52 Wally West. Iris then warns Barry that he needs to slow down and focus on one thing at a time, or everything's going to pass him by. They play up the will they, won't they of Barry and Iris' relationship, and for some reason they use the return of Kid Flash to bolster Barry's relationship with this Wally West. Why are they still trying to make New 52 Wally West a thing? Who knows? Barry is quickly distracted by a large amount of emergency vehicles outside. He springs into action. With the crux of this issue being choice, Barry has to choose between saving folks from an apartment fire and stopping a hijacking of a Star Labs transport. Same old Barry, he's determined to do both, and he heads for the fire first, hoping that the police escort can hold off the villains long enough for him to get there and save the day. But he's too late. As he arrives on the scene, August is being shot by one of the assailants. Strangely enough, he's also struck by the Speed Force at the same time, leaving his assailants defeated and Barry fully shocked. I felt this book was lacking in a number of different ways. What are Barry and Batman doing about the investigation into the larger problems of this universe? What are the implications of Wally's return? Why are we still talking about New 52 Wally West? And why should we care about any of the supporting characters in this book at all? This book does a fine job of reintroducing Barry Allen to folks and telling you about his struggles as the Flash, but it does nothing to flesh out any of the other characters. Who is August? Who is Iris? Who is Wally? Who the fuck is Second Wally? This book doesn't tell you much, and you're left to infer a lot for yourself. Williamson chose to start his new run introducing a new Speed Force character, basically ignoring the fabulous story setup that Rebirth has done for the Flash so far. And it baffles me. The layout is easy to read, and the story flows well from panel to panel, especially in the Flash's action sequences, which are beautifully depicted and have a sense of speed. But the conversation panels felt busy and a bit overdrawn. It's okay, and I like that it's different from the usual DC house style, but the art in this book is not for me. After being impressed by Rebirth #1 and the Flash Rebirth one-shot, this book feels very disappointing. So-so art and a story that lacks proper setup and motivation, while a perfectly good story sits on the back burner. This isn't a terrible read, it just didn't meet my expectations. 2.5 out of 5. Detective Comics 935, Rise of the Batman Part 2. This is the more action-centric Batman title available at the moment, but it's a bit of a mixed bag. Tynian's story is full of interesting elements, like the Belfry, the Danger Room, the Mud Room, and making Clayface a hero. But it's also plagued by strange problems, such as Red Robin's costume design, and making Clayface a hero. The art is solid for the most part, but there were some strange layout choices made that kind of break the flow of the story as you read it. And there's also some painted panels that just seem totally out of place. I don't know what they were going for there. I am looking forward to seeing where this book goes, as they're setting up Batwoman's father to be the villain. Detective Comics 935 gets a 3.5 out of 5. Deadpool V Gambit #1. Ben Acker and Ben Blacker from Thrilling Adventure Hour fame have found a way to cram this book full of action and hilarious moments. The story of Deadpool and Gambit teaming up as con men and then double-crossing each other is full of comedic opportunities, and none are wasted. The art in this book is on point, and I can't wait for the next issue. 5 out of 5. In Justice League #52, Dan Jurgens does a fantastic job of showing us the motivations and the evolution of Lex Luthor as he takes up the mantle of Superman. It's beautifully rendered by Tom Gummett, and it's the perfect bridge between Justice League and a post-Rebirth action comics. Lex Luthor is quickly becoming the most interesting character in the DCU. 4 out of 5. Totally Awesome Hulk #7. This issue is centered around Bruce Banner, and it's full of emotion as he can finally express his sadness and his anger without fear of becoming the Incredible Hulk. Greg Pak does a great job with the story here, but I do feel that the art was a little bit lacking. Not distractingly bad, but thoroughly average. This book gets a 3 out of 5. Wow, those were some comic books. When can I get more comic books? Wednesday, you say? But what's coming out? Every Wednesday, new comics drop in stores, guys, with New Comic Book Day. I'm here to tell you guys what's coming out next Wednesday, June 29th, the 5th week of June in 2016. Guys, when it comes to new books from DC this coming week, we got a little bit of a lull in the Rebirth release schedule. For the first time since Rebirth #1, we are not getting any new Rebirth titles or any new #1s from DC. What we are getting, though, is the next issue in Brian Azzarello and Frank Miller's epic, The Dark Knight 3, Master Race, with issue #5. Andy Kubert's art in this has been phenomenal so far, and if you're looking for variant covers, this is the book for you. There will be 14 million variant covers for issue #5 that release on Wednesday. The release schedule for this book is so spotty that it's worth celebrating when it actually comes out. I can't wait to pick up Dark Knight 3, Master Race, issue #5. This week we're also getting 3 great annuals from DC Comics, starting with Grayson, annual number 3. Grayson annual number 3 will be one of your last chances to see Agent 37 in action before Dick Grayson graces the pages of Nightwing number 1, coming later next month. We're going to get more adventures of Slade Wilson in Deathstroke annual number 2. And Teen Titans annual number 2 rounds out the bunch. All 3 of these annuals are going to be priced at $4.99, so although DC doesn't have that much coming out this week, I'm probably going to spend my usual DC budget on $4.99 books as opposed to $2.99 books. Marvel's giving us a lot of great titles this week as well. I'm looking forward to all new, all different Avengers starring Annihilus. Look at the Alice Ross cover art on this book. That right there is worth the price of admission. Oh, there's a story inside? Bonus points. The 3rd issue of Black Panther is going to be coming out this week as well, with some great art by Brian Stalfreeze. The story is just starting to pick up steam, so this is a great point to jump onto Black Panther. We're getting a Civil War II tie-in with Captain Marvel this week, and hopefully this gives me some motivation for Carol, because she's been coming off like quite the asshat in the Civil War II series. Steve Rogers' Captain America issue 2 hit shelves on Wednesday as well. Everybody wants to know what's going on with Steve Rogers and his Hydra affiliation. But what I'm hoping for is a well-paced, well-thought-out story. Don't expect Nick Spencer to blow his load all on issue number 2, but you can be sure to get a few nuggets of information about what the heck is going on. I can't wait to read the next issue of Captain America. So you're a Spider-Man fan, you say? Well, you're in luck, because there's a fantastic amount of Spider-related books coming out this Wednesday. Spider-Man number 5 stars Miles Morales as the web slinger, whereas Silk and Spider-Gwen Annual give you your Lady Spider fix. We're also getting Spider-Man Deadpool issue number 6 this week, with the hilarious antics of the web slinger and the Merc with a mouth. And Amazing Spider-Man and Silk, The Spider-Fly Effect, issue number 4 comes out as the finale to that miniseries. Marvel's Merry Mutants are also up to some tricks this week, as we're getting Uncanny X-Men number 9. The Archangel side of Apocalypse Wars has been taking its sweet time, but it's got to go somewhere eventually, and I'm hoping that it starts in issue number 9. Extraordinary X-Men comes out this week and finally is going to give us the advertised Wolverine and a Venom symbiote that we've all been waiting for. I mean, if they're going to stall in this story, they might as well give us something awesome and fun while we're waiting for something to happen. And this week also gives us Max Bemis's Worst X-Man Ever, with the final issue of that miniseries hitting stores. Darth Vader number 22 comes out this week, as far as Star Wars books are concerned. This series is almost over, and I'm in it for the long haul. Definitely going to pick up Vader 22. And last but not least, Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. Rick and Morty number 15 drops in stores this Wednesday. I cannot wait for season 3 of the TV show, and the only thing holding me over is this fantastic series by Oni Press. The only way this book could be better is if Justin Roiland came over and read it in all the voices to me. There you have it, guys. Just a small snapshot of what's coming out next week. There are a lot of other books coming out as well, so feel free to shop around. Just because I didn't mention it doesn't mean it's not worth picking up. Just because I did mention it doesn't mean you're going to like it. So keep that in mind, and happy hunting this Wednesday. That's it for you guys. End of episode 1. I'm Drew Manchu, and thank you for coming to my soft reboot. I'm really enjoying making these videos for you guys, and I really hope that you're enjoying watching them. If you did like this video, hit that thumbs up button down below. Don't forget to subscribe, because I've got a brand new video coming for you guys every week. You guys can follow me at Twitter at DrewManchu42. Hit me up on social media and let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. Thanks for watching.